What's up, guys? Jeff Weibel here. And guys, why are you doing this? You are trying to be the world's greatest landlord, and you're forgetting why you wanted to invest in real estate in the first place. Let's go back to the flow chart. Why did you get involved in real estate? Was it to A, be a landlord, or B, to make money? So if your answer is B, to make money, hopefully you're just sitting on your butt doing nothing. If you're constantly getting a lot of messages from tenants and issues, you're now a landlord and you got to go to weekend seminars and learn to be better about it and all that. But go back to my flow chart: make money or be a landlord. And what I wanted to do today was read out something from the Ontario Landlords Watch. It's from Representative Kayla, and Kayla, she's all over the news and stuff. But this is just, I see these messages all the times and these posts about, sure, there are bad landlords out there, and then there are bad tenants out there. But go back to our flow chart. We're here to learn to make money, right? So let me read this to you guys, and let's see if you've ever dealt with anything like this. So, time and time again, I've spoken with the media about harsh realities landlords face in Ontario. The system is failing, allowing tenants to exploit delays, rack up on unpaid rent, and drag out eviction proceedings with endless appeals, leaving landlords financially and mentally drained. This afternoon, I'll be speaking with CTV News about yet another heartbreaking case. One landlord is owed over $22,000 in unpaid rent. A Superior Court judge ordered the tenant to pay $5,000, then another $6,000, yet no payments were made. Despite multiple attempts to evict through the Landlord and Tenant Board, the tenant has appealed 3 times, further delaying justice. This case is a glaring example of how broken Ontario's eviction system is. Even with the court order, there is no enforcement mechanism to ensure compliance. I don't know if you knew that, but that's a big one. Instead, tenants continue to exploit loopholes while landlords are forced to cover the losses. This is why I have long advocated for administrative reviews and non-payment cases rather than full hearings, speeding up resolutions and preventing abuse of the system. Ontario landlords need stronger protections. Even private and non-profit housing providers should be reporting rent payments to the credit bureaus every month. Rent should be treated like any other financial obligation to pay on time, build credit. Fail to pay, face real consequences. Right now, theft is theft. You steal $50 in gas, you get charged. You steal $22,000 in rent, nothing happens. This must change. Landlords need access to information before accepting tenants. Reporting unpaid rent and utilities to front lobby and conducting credit checks through their platform is one of the most effective ways to protect against bad actors. Another case we will be discussing involves a landlord who sold their property, but the tenant refuses to leave. The tenant has been disruptive to the neighborhood and has caused severe damage to the rental unit. The new owner is likely planning to move in, yet here we are with another LTB case clogging in an already overwhelmed system. Why are these cases even going to the landlord and tenant board when there is no evidence of bad faith? The current system allows a tenant to automatically dispute an N12, which is an eviction for personal use or sale, forcing landlords to take long legal battles before the LTB even considers the facts. Tenants already have 2 years to file a claim if they believe their eviction was in bad faith. Why are we trying to tie up the system before there's any proof? For years, we've discussed the failures of the LTB. Bill after bill has been introduced, yet the backlog and delays are worsening. The Attorney General, Doug Downey, must be held accountable for the complete collapse of Ontario's landlord-tenant system. It is not broken beyond repair. It's time to build a system that delivers real justice for tenants, landlords, and taxpayers. Enough is enough. Kayla. And I know Kayla, so there you go. And there you go. She's a very good advocate for landlords, but what she's really saying is the whole system's kind of broken. All right, but let's go back to the beginning of this video. Thank you for still listening. We're in this to make money. That situation, a tenant owes a landlord $22,000. If you're like, I'm just going to go take a weekend seminar and learn to be a real estate investor, and you buy some condo in Toronto, and then all of a sudden the tenant doesn't pay you, and you live at your primary residence, and now you have this condo, so it's one roof, and one tenant that's not paying you, 22 grand is going to really, really hurt you. Or let's just say something pops up onto the market, a triplex, and there's 3 tenants that are already at it. Maybe it's low rent, maybe it's high rent, who knows? You go there, it looks all good. You buy the property, now they're not paying, and you're gonna start crying to the CBC and stuff and be like, they're not paying me. Again, let's go back to my flow chart of you're in this to make money, not just be the best landlord. And unfortunately, in Ontario, to be the best landlord, you have to know the tenant laws. You have to be able to win in court. You have to do all this stuff. Not the romantic stuff that you got into real estate investing to begin with, to spend more time with family, go on more vacations, all this kind of stuff. All right, so what are the solutions to this? You can't get away from that stuff right now in Ontario, and Kayla's going to fight for it, and maybe it'll get better. But right now, that is the rules. The tenants can literally sign the lease and just like not leave, and then you're going to go to court for a year fighting them. What you can do is invest in volume, because if you just invest in one little unit, as a real estate agent, I get this all the time. Like, we're thinking of buying a rental property. I'm like, oh my goodness. You have full-time jobs and you're just going to go buy a rental property. I get it. It's going to go up in value. It's going to appreciate, but all those headaches are just going to stress you out. And again, it's not going to be the reason why you got into real estate in the first place to begin with. So that's why, obviously, I always suggest investing with bigger companies. So my own private real estate trust would be an option for you. You're still invested in real estate. You're still invested in what you know makes money. Do we have these problems of somebody not paying $22,000? We do, actually, okay? But what happens is we can eat this because we have a lot more units. If we have 250 units in the portfolio. So if one tenant's not paying, that's not the end of the world for us. Where it would be the end of the world is if you have a duplex and one tenant's not paying. That becomes a major thorn in your side. Heck, this is a major thorn in the side for us, and we have to deal with this at our level. But at least we can still pay the mortgage, and we're not having to get a second job just to pay the mortgage because we have all the other units. For example, if it's a 10plex, one person's not paying, the other 9 pay, right? So that's what kind of helps. So anybody wants to invest in private real estate, you can reach out to us at Foundation Capital. I'm not wearing my FC stuff today. We're in Team Canada, but Foundation Capital, because we go back to the flow chart. You want to invest in real estate to make money, not be a landlord. So reach out to us. We offer 15% plus targeted annual returns. It's Southwestern Ontario real estate. It's not in Northern Ontario. And we're responsible for over 300 Canadians' investments, and we make the money. We made the money before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and after the pandemic. So all we do all day is deal with this. Right now, my phone is blowing up because of tenants and toilets, and we're answering little questions that are going on in the day-to-day real estate. Obviously, water is going to hit because the weekend's coming up, because every time, if you have a duplex and there's water, it's going to be that Saturday night when you're out for that dinner. So let us deal with that. We have property management that can deal with it, and we have property admin that are dealing with every little issue, because again, you don't want to be dealing with this. So I don't know how many times I can tell you guys, if you do have a portfolio in Ontario, consider selling 1 or 2 this year and take your profits and just invest it in the REIT, because again, you're here to make money, not be the world's greatest landlord. But hopefully your tenants are all paying and you never have a problem ever. But I think that never happens. I've never met a landlord that's like, yeah, nothing ever happened. Always something that happens. Tenant doesn't pay, and those things can be emotional. So we're trying to remove the emotion from it. You're just in this to make money. Let us handle all the problems. You make the money. Send us a message. But yeah, thank you guys. If you want to see some of the walkthroughs of the buildings, there are videos on this channel all about the walkthroughs. So check that out. You can see it's a real product. It's in Southwestern Ontario. You're not investing in Bitcoin or anything like that. You're investing in a boring apartment building. There's nothing sexy about this at all. It's just an apartment building. It makes money. You make money if you invest. Thanks, guys. See you on the next video.